Father's being held accountable?
Held accountable. I mean, she left multiple people on a rooftop in Benghazi because she wouldn't pick up the phone in the middle of the night. I mean, you look at the Clinton Foundation, you look at the sham that that's become and the way that they've profited off of a nonprofit. Held accountable. I mean, her foreign policy has cost trillions of dollars to the U.S., thousands and thousands of lives. I mean, my father was running, quite frankly, because of many of the mistakes made by her and administrations tied to her that have caused such a decline in this country.
So are these going to be the issues that your father brings up when talking about Hillary Clinton? I mean, we haven't really heard what's going on in terms of the investigation around the Clinton Foundation. I think you make a good point in terms of the foundation, because that is an area where people haven't really focused on as much as like the email scandal, for example.
Well, and then she'll come out and talk about equal pay for women, and she'll throw out all these nice sound bites. And then, they dig into the Clinton Foundation, and they show that the Clinton Foundation is paying on average $80,000 less for a female employee than a male employee. And you're sitting there and you're just talking about you just have to think of the hypocrisy of the whole situation. And so, she throws out a lot of nice sound bites, but then when you actually dig into the fact, they're just not right.
So she's running all these sound bites of your father, whether it is talking about the Muslim ban, talking about Mexicans, etc., talking about women. Is he making moves to try to engage those groups, or what is he doing in terms of, upping his numbers in terms of favorability with women, with the other groups that he's talking about?
I think absolutely. I mean, I think if you look at so many of the policies that they've put in place, TPP being one of them, NAFTA being one of them, I mean, these are all things that have driven jobs out of the country. And quite frankly, if you look at the African-American community, if you look at the, Latino community, some of those communities have actually been the worst affected by some of the macro policies that their administrations had put into place in the past. I mean, so yeah, I mean, will we be making that argument? 100% he'll be making that argument. I mean, he wants to bring jobs back to this country. He wants to bring money back to this country. He wants to see this country stop being ripped off. That's his platform. He wants to have the strongest military in the world so no one messes with us. He wants to have he wants to have a real wall on the southern border so people can't just come into this country totally unchecked. And she doesn't want any of that. I mean,
real quick, envision for us the convention. What does that look like from your standpoint?
Yeah, well, I think the convention is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be very different than past conventions. I think it's going to be filled with energy and excitement. I mean, my father's been growing the Republican Party. There's been so many people who've been switching from Democrats and independents to go into the Republican Party because they like his personality and they like a little bit of the gravitas and they like who he is and the fact that he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. And I think the convention will be very much reflective of that.
All right. Well, we'll be there. We're looking forward to it. Eric, good to see you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much. Eric Trump joining us.